Hey there, Internet. Today is Wednesday, April the 7th, and I'm just going to just give you a quick little mind dump right now. Something that came across my desk via email not too long ago was, I'll show you right now. Um, and it just kind of made me think about all the problems ongoing in Magic right now. Now, the the biggest issue, really, with the bootleg or the knockoff market, isn't really the market itself. It's the fact that it's somehow being sustained. Now, if people weren't buying this stuff, then obviously the market wouldn't exist, but somehow we're buying it. And it seems that most of the knockoffs always come from the areas of the world like China, Asia, where labor is extremely cheap. A lot of people say, well, why would I buy something for $100 if I can get it for $50? Well, number one, you're supporting the original creator. Number two, the guys who make the stuff, they've got to get paid. The guys who create your gimmicks, gimmick your cards, or do everything, they've got to get paid. And as we all know, labor ain't cheap. People have to make a living. They got to put food on their table. But the problem is, your like $10, $15 an hour job over here, in North America, would be comparable to your like 75-cent an hour job in China. So you can see where the discrepancies come. Even with shipping and all that stuff, eventually, the bootlegs still come over here, and they're still like way cheaper than an original would be. And the problem is us. We seem to have a problem, I guess, early on and into our maturing Magic years. We seem to have a problem of actually trying to, or realizing, the true value of the information that we're given. A lot of us don't really think that like a few pages, in expert card technique is equal to the same as like a 2-hour DVD or worth $40 of our hard-earned money. There's far more content in this than there ever will be in one of these. And the problem is it's value. We don't see the value immediately or right away. With a video, you kind of see the value right away. Like you get a clear visual picture of what you're buying and what you're going to be able to achieve. So the value is just a little more apparent in a video. With a book, you've got to work a little bit harder for it. And I guess that's one reason why books aren't so popular among new magicians or younger magicians. And when I say new or younger, I mean like guys who have been in Magic for a while. But the not seeing the perceived value right away seems to be an ongoing issue. Now, I completely understand. Like, learning from videos is always going to be a little bit easier because you can see timing, you can see examples of what you're trying to learn. You don't have to decipher any wording or language. So I hear you there. I understand, why there is a push initially for videos. However, like I said, like they're like for your this book here costs $13.50, Canadian. This was a few years ago. It's probably even cheaper now. There's far more content in here than ever will be available on a single or even 2 or 3 DVDs, maybe even more. But the problem is the work. People don't seem to want to work too hard in order to get their value out of their purchase. And I see this all the time online. How long will I take to learn this? Can I just watch it and go out and perform? And I had a few questions come along for Factory Sealed once. He said, well, do I have to practice? Of course you've got to practice. Like when you open your package and some dude jumps out and does a trick for you. We don't want to work for it. So it's just food for thought. I'm just venting. This issue exists in all markets. It exists in music. It exists in movies, software, as well as fashion industries. There's going to be knockoffs. There's going to be bootlegs or imitators everywhere. It's not just Magic, but the issue is always value and perceived value. Do you pay for the name? Do you support the magician? Do you support the industry that you're in? Or are you just content to sit back, save a few bucks, and make a Magic creator wish that he hadn't actually even bothered because he's not making any money? So just think about that. If you have any questions, comments, just post them below. And let me know what you think. I'm really interested to hear what people out there think about this. I'm not looking for people to pick on or anything like that, but I honestly want to know and understand why people are willing to support a knockoff market when in the long run it doesn't support a healthy or progressive market of what they're trying to proceed with. Magic isn't going to go anywhere if people don't support Magic in a progressive way. And progressive, I mean, support the guys who are doing all the hard work for us. And like I said, like, you know, most of us are anonymous on YouTube anyways. Go ahead and comment. I really honestly do want to know what you think and your opinions on it. And if you do, like, purchase knockoffs, like, do you prefer knockoffs? Is it the fact that they're not available? Because I know some knockoffs are far more readily available than the originals, because the original creators, they're just like one or two guys. They don't actually, they don't have an industry, creating these things. I remember for the longest time, Hovercard was impossible to find because it was just Dan Harlan and some other dude that was creating it. Now that there's an active, a group of people actually making the hovercards for illusionists and such, the effect is widely available again. But I do understand, wanting something and not being able to get the original because it's just not available. Someone's not making them, or, the guy made the 3 for the week and that's it. So I understand that. But aside from that, aside from availability, do you actually really support the magic, the knockoff market? Or is it just first come, first served? Let me know what you think. On that note, you guys have a good week. I'll talk to you later.